Hello, my fellow D&D YouTubers. Today, we're back again with another campaign diary.
Yes.
And my name is Dr. DM.
I'm Uncle N.
And today we have a really good one for you. And this is going to be covering the Giant Artifact arc. So last time we talked about kind of the opening, and now we're going to talk about what happened after the Oracle of Anam told the players to get some of these artifacts for them so they can get info on the Ordning. So
Yeah, go actually prove that we're worthy of helping out.
yeah, they made it out, got a prophecy, and then as they left the temple, they decided to get to these artifacts. But the problem is they're scattered all around Faerun, and they were thinking, how are we going to get there? I don't know if you recall the idea of doing the sled or whatever. Somebody did this.
Yeah, because one of them was actually kind of close by, still in the mountain range. Like, well, we could just kind of, ski over there, basically.
Yeah, something like that. And I guess they could have, but there's another possibility.
Yes, a nice floaty possibility.
Which, coming right there, it just so happens, there was a Haruan skyship. Not just an airship, with a... right?
No, this one's powered by turtle shells.
Cowabunga! No, but seriously, yeah. So we're a skyship, and it's powered by magic, basically. It just glides through the air with the greatest of ease. And it lands in front of them, and they're like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
And who jumps down but crikey,
Yeah.
Harlock.
Yes, our favorite, not Australian.
Yeah, he's from Harua. He's the captain of the ship of the Falcon, and he offers. Well, not really offers. Do you remember why he's
I think John's dad may have sent him.
John's dad, who is this wealthy whiner, not wine, not
Probably that too.
not wine. He's not a whiner like WHI. I mean, he's like a wine consortium, whatever.
Yeah,
he has lots of money.
Yeah,
and
rich man.
Yeah, sent this airship to support his son. And yeah, so Harlock is the captain. And I think everyone took to this NPC quite well.
Yeah, we pretty much loved him right off the bat. He was hilarious.
Yeah, I think I played.
We still have fond memories of him saying dingoes.
Yeah, instead of saying dragon, his thing was to say dingoes. And so I would say, I don't even remember. It's like, that's a dingo or something like that. And they're like, what? I think you got it pretty quick though, right?
Yeah.
And oh wait, I think there was somebody else there too. Vex met you outside, right? Vex is a recurring character.
Our favorite Valley girl from, God, when did we first meet her? As in I
Origins,
remember I was the only one who passed this fear check when we
Oh
first met
yeah,
her.
so Vex is a Vexalanthus, a copper dragon, and yeah, you first met her some time ago, and I think what happened was she, as a dragon, was unsure. I think you were in like her hunting ground or just something like that.
Yeah.
And dragons have a frightful presence, so all the characters have to do that role. Yeah. And Alice is the only one. You have a higher wisdom than anybody, I think, right? Because your wisdom.
Yeah, as part of the monk stuff is wisdom based, so my character had fairly high wisdom. At that time, I think it was partially just luck on the rolls.
So everyone was just paralyzed with fear.
Yeah.
And Alice was like, "Nah, dude, we're good."
Yeah, I just walk up like, "Hey, what's up?
Taking his
Nice to meet you."
Nonchalant, I've been around for a long time attitude.
Yep.
And yeah, I think you got her on your side pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Not being a butthole.
She immediately goes to human form. We're all like, "Oh my god, we love her."
Yeah, it's like cute waifu material, I would say.
Yeah. Talk about characters that we all immediately became attached to.
Yeah, so it's good. And I wasn't expecting that, honestly. It was kind of like a dragon encounter in the particular module. And, now she's like a mainstay character like the Vex Avenger. So
literally one of our most important NPCs, period.
It's fantastic. So, yeah, and then there was a bit of a thing where, she was in human form at first and decided to go along with them and search for these artifacts. Despite them being giant artifacts, she's a dragon who wants to help the players.
Yeah.
Very
she took to us as well.
Yeah, and also she's a good dragon, so she's going to want to help the realms in general.
Yeah.
And we'll see more of that going forward.
The giants all rampaging around completely out of control doesn't help anyone. So.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Very good point. So yeah, so with Vex and Dingo Harlock, with his skyship, they flew over the different mounds. So each mound had a bit of a complication to it. All right, where they would have a trap or an account. There wasn't any combat. Honestly, I think I did have some combat planned, but we sort of ran out of time sometimes.
I think we tried to have combat with a certain bear.
There's a bear?
a headless ghost bear.
Oh, yeah, with the ghost bear. That's right, because everybody's been kind of laying on John because he has this bear phobia. Just established, like, before we even started playing, he was assaulted by a bear in the woods.
Yeah, this was from back before we even had green screens.
Yeah.
We had an encounter where John's poor little, like, level 1 or 2 wizard or whatever he was at the time almost got mauled to death by a bear.
Well, he thought he had, in his hubris,
Yes.
he was like level 1 sorcerer, and he's like, I can take this bear who surprised me. The bear's literally just grappled on top of him. He's like, I cast. He hadn't been playing D&D very long. He's like, I cast Fireball. Fireball's just a 1d10. He rolled disadvantage, but having hit, he rolled 1 damage, and the bear's just like mauling into him. And he finally, he's like, help!
Yeah. So we come and save him, and he gets, like, the last hit.
Yeah, he does get the last, which he's done a lot. He's really good at getting the last hits. With mind flayers and all
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, okay. And let's go through the different encounters here. So, you have, well, maybe not all of them, but just a few ideas of what a non-combat encounter can be like. Exploration encounter, let's see. So, one of the ones was Flint Rock. And this one you might remember was actually like a magical puzzle where there was, on the walls, different seasons. And there was a seed in the middle. You remember that one? Mm-hmm. And so they could use their abilities in different ways to try to figure out how to make the seed grow.
Yeah, vaguely remember that one.
Okay. But you all have different powers: wind, water, earth, fire, heart, and all that stuff. I made the last one up. So, yeah.
Yeah. But, and then eventually, we get the puzzle solved. Altar pops up, and hey, we got a path.
Oh, that's right, the altars, yeah, and there was also a magical item, too. And the players didn't have to go through all these. They could have just done a few. You get more rewards as you get more and more of these artifacts brought back, but they decided to just do all.
We're completion. Like, we get them all.
Like 100% completion. I want
proving these giants that we're really into this.
I want the all the achievements.
Yes.
All the Xbox Live achievements. So, yeah. Okay, so that was an example of a puzzle kind of thing in that one. And there wasn't just puzzles. You also had to like find the way inward to the altar. Sometimes there was
getting the altar open would be the puzzle itself.
That's true.
Some of them is we got in. Now there's a puzzle inside. We got to figure out that was the statue with the necklace on it that was just a fake out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. So did you like the puzzles as a player?
Yeah, having encounters that are not just combat based and actually make you think is more engaging. Like, anybody can go, I've got a battle axe, I'm going to go ahead and roll my attack and roll my damage for a hit and kill the kobold there. Yeah, I mean, you got to have combat in the game. It's part of the game, but having more stuff that's actually engaging the players and getting them to work together and think as a group and stuff is more fun for me.
Yeah.
I like actually having to use my brain and try to solve a puzzle, and oftentimes it's something where, like, the whole group's sitting around and all of a sudden the one person has a eureka moment, or other times it's like this person gets this part of it and this person gets this part of it, and you go, oh wait, we combine our couple ideas here. Oh, hey, that's the solution. Yeah. So it's a fun thing for me. I enjoy that a lot outside of the normal combat stuff.
And I try to pepper that in as I can as the dungeon master. Sometimes it's hard. Coming up with puzzles and traps isn't easy. So you're probably going to see that all the time. And you don't always just want to have, like, your trap be like, it's a pitfall trap, it's not a pitfall trap, or whatever kind of generic stuff. So I like to pepper them in here and there. And here I just went all out and just kind of did a whole bunch
logic puzzles and all kinds of stuff. And then us, kind of figuring out ways around things you weren't expecting us to do, like the ice cave.
Oh my gosh, that's right. So let's get to the ice cave then. We'll go back here. So the ice cave was the Great Worm Cavern, and here I had a battle encounter prepped
with a bunch of very unpleasant folks.
Yeah, just Uthgar barbarians who's just basically like raiders and pillagers.
Yeah, just that clearly already rampaged through some villages and had a bunch of dead people around. It was pretty gruesome. And
you figured out how to. I think you opened up. There was a coatl kind of creature, and you ended up getting access to the altar. And then when the raiding party came, everyone's like, "Let me take a look at what's going on here in this cave." And I'm like, "Okay, well, it's a cave with icicles and stalagmites and stalactites and whatever." And they're like, murder!
Yeah, so Razmor, I think, was when it came up with that idea.
When he came up, I think he came up with the idea to hide behind the shield.
Yeah,
I don't know who had the icicle ideas. Either way, everyone, I think.
We all hid under the literally giant
giant
shield. Yeah, that we had found inside the altar, thankfully.
Yeah.
Conveniently
That was
enough.
not intended. That was
Yeah.
not, that was actually the item that's placed in this
Yeah.
paper. Yeah.
And so we hid under it, dropped a bunch of stalactites from the ceiling, and suddenly our combat encounter turns into
EXP.
a pile of ice and dead people.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was a good one. Another one there's a non-combat encounter, was this grandfather tree where the dryads, you remember the one with the dryads?
Mm-hmm.
Where you had to roll a charisma check for these dryads, right? As they tried to seduce you, in this case, to like get you to leave the forest.
Yeah, they didn't want you there, but
And so I had them come with like a bit of a whimsical, lyrical. I was kind of like singing their, we are the dryads, the woods, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then so John took it on him. He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna like mimic them and sing too. And I was, and that was like I wouldn't say the solution, but I thought that was fantastic. So I was like, yeah. So he charmed his way through.
Yeah, that was definitely a key John moment.
Yeah.
In that part of the campaign.
And because I think his actor is actually his background as a character and also him as a person, but his actor, I think. So that was pretty cool.
So
yeah, and then what else? So we talked about the fire. Oh, there's one you liked, I think.
Yeah, the Raven Rock.
The Raven Rock.
That was a very creepy one with the fog, and like you go in the fog, and suddenly there's a horde of ravens that try to
peck your eyes out or whatever.
Yeah.
So here this is pretty cool. They actually decided to stay on the sky ship and would kind of come rope down and turn to figure out part of the puzzle on the altar, and they go up and finally they eventually. They startled the ravens so much, these vicious, dire ravens that were going straight for that.
Yep.
And finally, as they flew off, the ravens just chased them, but they got away.
Yep.
So
that was almost kind of a Mission Impossible kind of thing.
That was pretty cool.
Trying to do that.
The hair just hanging down. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
That was a creepy one though.
Yeah, and one more I want to talk about is, there's a couple more. The one with the ghost bear. Also, I forget what that was, but then in the end, I think more barbarians ended up attacking, and then Vex was there, and she used her dragon's breath to just kind of Dracarys all of them. So
you're gone.
Yeah. So I think this was a really good, and you end up getting all the relics.
Yep.
For everywhere,
every single one of the places.
The logic puzzle was this one. Sorry, real quick. Where you had so this was it. It was like a logic puzzle about so the golem says 12 and the tribesman says 6. And then there's 6 and 3, and the actual solution was not that they were saying half at a time, but it was number of characters in the particular number. So 6 SIX is 3 characters.
Oh,
I think we ended up putting it together. I think between you and Jess, I think, or
I think
Hera.
she figured that one out.
Yeah,
that was definitely one of her moments for a call.
Okay,
and I think she's also the one that figured out with the and the one where there was a statue. In front of what appeared to be like a Medusa.
Yeah, what was that one about?
They were turned to stone. There was a necklace around their neck, and we're thinking, oh, we need to grab that necklace to, that's part of the puzzle for this thing.
Yeah.
And it ends up being it's a total fake out. That wasn't it at all. And
did you use a long pole to grab it or something?
no, it wasn't even the necklace at all. There was something else in the room that was actually the thing.
Oh, that's right.
And that was just totally a red herring to throw us off.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, of course, all of us but her fell for.
Yeah, very good, very good. That was a good. I do remember that now. Okay, so lots of cool traps and encounters and non-combat encounters. That was a couple sessions of all non-combat, and everyone told me afterwards, that was so cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun as a player. As you said, it was a lot of time spent in that, and there was really no actual combat at all. This was just all us having to use our brains to think, or how do we RP through this, or and then we had a lot of little RP sessions in between during travel time because Vex set us up with this pretty awesome hot springs inside of the ship.
I forgot, yeah.
I think Razwar got the birds and the bees talk at that point.
Holy cow! I forgot. Yeah, Vex, who's the copper dragon, talked about in the first campaign diary. Yeah, I forgot she set up a hot spring in the bottom level of the holy crow. Yeah.
It was good times. That was just a lot of fun RP in general. There was dramatic stuff like the ravens, the fog. That was a tense one just because we were like, oh crap, this is actually kind of dangerous. This is creepy. But a lot of it was just more, like I said, just kind of fun. How do we figure out the way through this puzzle, or what's the trick to getting into this particular hidden relic room? It's good times.
Yeah, and the option is always there to maybe brute force it, right, or to do the combat, or to just be murder hobo your way through, and that's fine. But my players are too good for that.
Yeah, murder hoboing.
That was cool. That was okay in the 90s. That was cool in the 90s, but not anymore.
Yeah, 90s us were Twitter hobo. 2020s us were like, let's use our brains and do this the cool way.
Now, we'll be honest, for the DMs that are watching, though, creating traps and all this stuff and non-combat encounters, and it does require a lot of prep work. So because you kind of have to know what to get through, like what it is to get through, at least a few different options for that, and what to give as reward at the end. So that was a lot of prep work for me, but it really pays off, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, if you've got, like, say you got your party divided, and your 1 or 2 people might be the specific people you have to set the trap up for, it might be a little bit easier to plan it. Like, what's this character likely to do? How do I set up this trap to be a good trap for that character if you want to do it that way? But I mean, usually you're going to have, your whole party encountering the trap. Now you got, okay, how do I make this so it's a challenge, but not an annoyingly hard one that's
oh my gosh,
frustrate your players.
That would suck. We've had that before.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been in games like that. So
traps. There it is. This diary has been about that. Non-combat encounters. And okay, so I think this is it for the giant artifact arc.
Yes.
They got all the artifacts, all these relics, and they're going to ready to take it back to the Oracle. Yeah, and see what happens there. So, all right, this has been our campaign diary for Chronicles of Frostfire number 2. Yep. Hope you learned something new. Hope it's inspired you in some way. Yep. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.
Smite that like button.
Yes, do that thing. All right, thanks for watching.